Now, it is a great first approach. The same as discipline, by the way. Or workout. Don't misinterpret. This is horrible advice. It has its place. But it won't get you to the end goal. Different tools for different paradigms. You know what else advice also has its place? You're a victim. If someone is caught in massive self-hate and someone tells you it's not your fault, you're a victim, it's amazing. You'll feel massive relief. So, usually go from victim to it's other people's fault. Until someone tells you, stop being a bitch and take responsibility, step it up. Yeah, and that gets you in the next one. But then, if instead of being motivated by self-hate and fear and misery, how about you be motivated by love, player? Alright, shift paradigms where you no longer need all those tools. You can use a million different tools. And all these different fucking paradigms, okay? Not stupid hard work, okay? This is the approach I recommend taking for everything. I can't speak up, I'm not very expressive. What's blocking me from being expressive right now? Huh? Tell me that. What's up, fellas? What's blocking me from being expressive right now? Removing the blockage. What's blocking you from taking massive action? What's blocking you from success? Remove the blockage. It's not comfortable. A lot of it's out of your awareness. That's why it's not comfortable to do. Here's another example of shifting paradigms. You talk about being stifled and fighting what's being stifled. You know what else? If you're familiar with the dating scene, you know it's the biggest load of shit. Approach anxiety. If you're trying to fight approach anxiety, you're the biggest idiot I've seen. It's not even real. Approach anxiety is you being triggered. It's past trauma. The fact that you're still trying to battle approach anxiety without driving deeper and trying to do this transformation mastery stuff Julian does is insane. It's progressive desensitization. How bullshitty is that? Progressive desensitization. It's so dumb. If you're doing this, it's stupid. Change it. That's hard work. It's stupid work. It's the dumbest shit I've seen. That's why so much of this traditional self-help or dating advice is dog shit. That's why we're doing this. Approach anxiety. You gotta get to the cause. People are like, give me a tip for approach anxiety. As if a tip is gonna fucking fix that. It's not gonna change shit. I'll see you in a year. You ever realize how funny it is? How very few people get rid of approach anxiety to the point where people just give up? You know what? You just gotta live with it. Fuck that. No. Why do you have it? Identify it. Fuck every technique you fucking heard. Even progressive desensitization. It does not work. What does it do? Okay, let's just say, in some past situations, were you desensitized to it? Yes, you will. You'll actually start feeling more comfortable. However, you know what else will happen? What will happen as soon as you stop doing those challenges? You go all the way back, motherfucker. So, you gonna keep doing that the rest of your life? Going on all these social anxiety challenges? It's a temporary band-aid. It doesn't do shit. It only does a certain amount. As long as you keep doing it. So you gotta ask yourself, where the fuck does this approach anxiety come from? Trauma! Yeah, literally. The best example is, say you are ashamed in school for liking a girl or a guy. We all laugh at that. We're like, man up, toughen up, little snowflake. No. Depends on a person's perspective. A kid's perspective for being shamed for that is traumatic. It feels like life or death. You gotta remember, kids might have found out you like someone in the class. It's like, oh, Marky in a tree. Even like my parents would tease me, oh, we heard you like this girl, and I'd be like, no! No, I don't. I don't. I'm gay. It's crazy. So that happens. And then you say, fuck, I think I'm gonna die here. I must never, ever embody this aspect again. Never, ever. And then you live your life this way. And then the resistance compounds. Where you are in your life, go say hi to her. It could be a little uncomfortable. Is it that scary? No. Why is it? You say, go say hi. Hanging on the wall, freaking the fuck out, as if you're supposed to jump off of it. That is a disproportionate response to reality. You're being triggered. Something. Stop fighting the triggeredness with techniques. Identify what is being triggered in your own head, and now you'll no longer be triggered. And then guess what? You shift from this paradigm of, I have social anxiety. I have techniques to help it, to, I don't have social anxiety. Motherfucker. Move to a higher paradigm. Shift paradigms, dog. Social anxiety challenges are amazing if used properly. Used to desensitize yourself? No. Used to trigger something in you? You can trace backwards the source. Address state. Hi,
you're in the Gal Interpreter Dating Coach?
yeah. What's your address?
1062 South Madeline, I'm looking at you.
Oh, they gave me 1058.
Over.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Sorry about that, man.
No problem. What up? Make her fall in love with your feelings. Diffuse the icy pit image that you have, so you can fuck her again. Right. Right. Hardcore deep rapport. How does that shit work? It's a powerful sentence I want to give you. I feel. Teach you how to be Billy Corgan. Talk about your fucking feelings all fucking day long. Trent Reznor type shit. So, let's say you're in a club. Instead of telling a girl, the music is awesome, say, I feel like this song is amazing. I feel lit. Use I feel statements. I feel that tonight is a very special night. I feel at ease with myself tonight. I feel very energetic. I feel like tonight's gonna be hella fun. I feel like you're a really cool girl. That might sound weird, but I feel like we actually fit together. It sounds way better. I think. Quit saying that shit. I feel we're almost socially conditioned to not feel a lot as men. Nice to be a white girl in America. Yeah, it's nice to be a white girl in America. That went over well with that bachelorette party last night. You know, when they go into an environment, the feelings of their inner body. Girls don't go out and say, I think the sun is great. No, they feel it. I feel. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. And by using frames like I feel, you actually come to their level. And it makes you a lot more attainable. Another thing, what I feel like everybody really like, this might sound a little weird, but it makes you a lot more relatable. You're not just a super awesome jack dude. Even better, okay? If you had a bad childhood, you can actually take advantage of that. It's not a bug, it's a feature. What you can't fix, you feature. Myself, exactly. It's a 5,000 cow town and a lot of insecurities. When I say that to the girl, it makes me a lot more attainable. I may be incredibly jacked and have chiseled cheekbones and a big fat cock, but if I say some shit I'm insecure about, it makes me more attainable and shit. When I was a kid, I was very sad and very shy, and I just feel like I was incomplete and I wasn't the best, and I just feel like sad, and I just feel super emo, and I just fucking have my fucking swoop hair, and I do stuff like, hey, you know, when I was a child. No, you know, when I was a child, I was. You know, I can't tell you that. No, I'm sorry. The girl will be like, no, tell me, I want to know, tell me. Make bitches pull shit out of you. Deke like you're gonna fucking tell them some shit, then pull it back. Be like, well, actually, you seem like you're sort of someone I can trust. I'll tell you, only if you promise not to make fun of me. No, I can't tell you. No, I can't even tell you. Why am I even thinking of telling you this? No, I can't tell you. And then I say stuff like, well, I was really insecure. This is so weird. You must think I'm such a loser. Douche, such a pussy. It's a bunch of fucking cunts. There's also this thing. Go now! Go to jail for years!
Hey, I'm really sorry about that.
And I'll open up, talk about my childhood, I'll open up and talk about shit. It'll actually be counterproductive. And this is where the notion of passive rapport comes in. For example, the girl talks about all that, and all you have to do with passive rapport is listen. And by listen, I mean actually listen. I mean actually hear her and shit. Okay, feel her emotions. Okay, feel her emotions. Okay. Let's say for... Alright. Let's go over this again. Yeah. If you tell her something you're vulnerable about, you see it a lot more like a human being. I haven't always been this cool, amazing guy. Sometimes I was like vulnerable and be like, you know, when I was the child, oh, I can't tell you this. No, it's fine. Why am I even telling you? You know, just play that fucking angle. Play that fucking angle to get these whores to spread their fucking legs. Talk about your fucking feelings. These bitches have been socially conditioned to help guys open up. Socially conditioned is playing in your favor. You'd be like, well, as a child, you could be like, no, well, I can't. Why am I even? I can't even tell you this. I can't even tell you. I shouldn't even be talking about it. Be like, well, I was very insecure. Oh, this is so uncomfortable and weird. You must think I'm so douchey. Oh, I can't tell you. It's a powerful mind manipulation fucking control techniques. Play yourself down. Okay, so these things I just told you about were very active. This is something you do. It's active rapport. But there's also this thing called passive rapport, which is at least as powerful. Now, how does passive rapport work? Let's say, for example, you are on a date with a girl, and she's a very active person herself, so she's actively talking about all her childhood feelings and so on and shit. And all you can think of is, well, it's time for rapport now. It's time to switch talking, and then I'll talk about my childhood and open up myself and start talking about my feelings and so on. It'll actually be counterproductive, and this is where the notions of passive rapport kicks in. So if the girl's talking shit, all you gotta do is listen. And by listening, I mean actually fucking listen. Actually hear her. Feel her emotions. Now, whatever you feel, they feel. If you're feeling, I want her, that bitch is gonna feel that she wants herself. Let that sink in. Whatever you feel, they feel. So what you need to be feeling is, I want me. And that way, that bitch will want you. Got it? You need to cut all this I want her shit out. All that's going to do is make her conceited and draw state from within. You need to force that bitch to draw state from you. Draw state from within you, not from within her. So always be thinking, I want me. I'm the shit. I'm fucking sexy. Think about putting your own dick inside yourself. Or something like that. Think about you have a pussy and you feel that you want your own dick and your own pussy. There you go. And then that way, well, if she's feeling that too, I'm going to have to work through this a little bit. Whatever you feel, they feel. I guess just think that you want yourself. Do you want your own dick inside your own self? Whatever you feel, they feel. Want yourself, it'll make her want you. Like yourself, it'll make her like you. Think you are sexy. You are comfortable. She'll think she's sexy and she's comfortable. Or she'll think you're sexy and comfortable. Let's say, for example, the girl talks about her older sister and how her older sister has always been the center of attention. And then she says things like, you know, my sister, she's so good at school. She does everything great, yada, yada. I feel left behind. So you can say things like, wow, that must make you feel very left behind, very lonely, and almost like you have to achieve like that. If you say that to a girl, if you say that you can commit to her, and your feelings can be like her feelings together, this creates deep rapport. Love-worthy rapport. We're gonna trick one of these bitches to love you. But better yet, we're just gonna have them love you without even fucking tricking them. The cool things, that even worse for lifestyle. The pickup community, there's a lot of guys who are super on top of their shit. They have all this awesome shit. Karate lessons, motorbike shit. The cool thing is, the more awesome your lifestyle is, the more you can stack this deep rapport, these insecurities, and open up your feelings on top of that. It'll make you even more awesome. The more awesome your life is, the more badass you are. The more you can stack up this deep rapport thing. Bring up the example of Titan, my buddy. He's into lifestyle development and shit. He does all these awesome things. He's an adrenaline junkie. He reads tons of books a day. He's always into skydiving classes and shit. And I always tell him, okay, and this is a trick that you can also use. If you're doing all this awesome stuff, if you tell a girl, well, I do karate and I have a black belt and I'm doing skydiving and so on, but making it even more cool, even more relatable, is tell her why you do that shit. Tell her. Say, for example, Titan. He's doing skydiving classes. Yeah, I do skydiving classes. It's cool. But if he tells a girl why, it'll make him so much more attainable and relatable. Let's say, for example, he says, well, you know, as a kid, I felt so restricted and I don't feel free because my parents were very strict. I had to share my room with my siblings. I didn't feel like I could go anyway. I felt like I was in a cage. And then I discovered skydiving. And you know, skydiving makes me feel so alive and so free. I see the world and I feel like I can go anywhere I want. And that way, you're giving up the why are you doing this? So I read all this because at school, guys and girls would make fun of me. And I couldn't read. So now I can read. And it actually makes me feel like I'm a smart person. But I don't even know why I could tell you that. I'm sorry. Another thing is just to put a stutter in your voice. Reframe. A lot of guys do this wrong. For example, they pull a girl, and in their mind, they're having a feeling that it's me versus the girl. The girl has something that I want, and I have to win. That's a bad frame. Fucking her is a win for you and a loss for her. Or if you don't fuck her, you lose. That's the wrong frame. It's you versus her. Whereas a way better frame is the we frame. Me and the girl together. And it is responsibility to have a good time for both of us. If we're having sex, it's something we experience together. It's awesome. So both of us reframe. Whatever obstacle there is, you do it for us. Me and the girl. Not for you. But for her to be penetrated by your dick, and for your dick to be experiencing amazing pussy. The girl will sense that. The girl will sense it's not something that he wants to take from me, but it's something he wants to experience with me. That strong sense of rapport that's created. Now, when's the right time for deep rapport? I don't want you to run around on the club on the street and approach girls and be like, I feel so at ease with myself. I want to make love to you. I feel like we belong together. That might freak her out. because you're too chody, and it might even creep her out. Don't run around like blee, 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 blee. Don't do that. Read the signs when it's time for deep rapport. Still be dominant and so on, but read the signs. A sign for a girl that she needs more rapport is if she starts asking questions. So many times I have the experience where I pull the girl and on the way back home, she'd start fucking asking questions. So what do you do? Where are you from? What do you study? Okay. Girl meets rapport. This does not mean that you give her all the information about you. Well, here's my driver's license. Here's my birthday. No. What she's actually creating is feelings. She wants you to show that you have feelings, that you're not this amazing sex robot. I feel like. Read the signs when the girl needs a little bit more approval. Sometimes there's actually guys when you tell them the idea of deep rapport. Some guys didn't grow up being able to show their feelings. You can practice that. Experience your feelings. We all feel feelings. How are they feeling right now? Ask yourself. Okay, I'm at the club. There's loud music. I feel like dancing. Alright, so I guess I'm feeling energetic. The important thing is that you're communicating. Tell it to your wing. For example, hey dude, I'm feeling very energetic. Even tell the girl. Practice communicating your feelings. It's a two-step process. Feel your feelings, praise your feelings, put them out there, communicate them. This is how you can practice stuff. At the beginning, it might seem a little incongruent. Well, I try to tell a girl how I'm feeling, and she's like, yeah. Try to be as congruent as possible. It might not be that congruent at the beginning, but if you practice that, you can make it very, very good. So you're not just sitting there with your fucking boner making up some story like, oh, I feel like da 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 da. And actually you're thinking like, fuck that. I'm just lying to her. Try to come from a natural place. Even if it's not much. Even if you just say, well, I feel really good tonight. The simple fact that you said I feel will make you a lot more attractive. And give the girl the last piece of information that she needs about you. So what it all comes down to is basically study hardcore, be dominant, be physically escalating. But on the other hand, taking a deep rapport to show her that you're a normal guy with feelings. Whenever a girl is with a guy, she's feeling vulnerable. She's gonna let her know that you're as vulnerable as she is. You might see it. it is not possible to escalate. Perhaps some outside factor requires you to exchange contact information and continue gaming the girl at the later time and place. This is called a time bridge. The 9 phases of the M3 model. The 3 stages of this model, attract, build comfort, and seduce, are in turn broken down into 3 phases each. They are briefly described there. The 9 phases of the M3 model are covered in greater detail later. A1, hook. The man approaches a set, runs an opener, and immediately earns the set's acceptance. A sense of comfort and rapport develops. Foreplay. The couple begins the physical escalation towards sex. If this happens too soon, it can cause A2, female to male. Man demonstrates higher value while simultaneously demonstrating lack of interest in the target. She responds with indicators of interest. C2, connection. Both parties feel a vibe that it is on. Kissing occurs. This phase may last over the course of several days. S2, LMR. Last minute resistance is a point of no return before sex occurs. It is often a freak out woman for the woman. A3, male to female interest. The man baits the woman to become more invested in the interaction, and then he rewards her efforts with indicators of interest. C3, intimacy. Now at a seduction location, heavy making out ensues, and the couple moves into the bedroom. C3, sex. It is necessary to have sexual intercourse several times in order to ensure a sexual relationship. Putting it all together. A1. A Venetian artist with tight game approaches a set of people in the bar using an indirect opener. He doesn't seem needy or interested in the target. In fact, he then demonstrates higher value to the set and approaches a sexual hook point at which he accepts him. He continues to convey his personality using stories, humors, patterns, games, routine, palm reading, poetry, etc. This, combined with his apparent lack of interest in the target, raises his social value relative to hers and intensifies his emotional state. She begins to give him indicators of interest. A3, C1. He uses takeaways. Get them chasing after him to earn his affections. As she becomes more invested in the interaction, he rewards her with indicators of interest, and he moves her to a quiet area of the bar. C2, C3. With a balance to Mel's Diner and a time to bridge for sushi the next day, he builds comfort, connection, and trust over a cumulative 7-hour period. At some point during C2, they begin kissing. They eventually bounce to his apartment. S1. Finally, he moves her into his bedroom, begins foreplay, and deals with any last-minute resistance, and thereafter sex can occur. The game is played in the field. Get out there. The newbie drill. Go out gaming. 4 nights per week for 4 hours each night. Post your results and read about others on the Venetian Arts Forum. www.themysterymethod.com/forum. Gaming is like golfing or fishing. You must enjoy the process and release expectations from outcome in order to get the best results in the long term. Every sexual relationship has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. The beginning is known as courtship. Courtship has 3 stages. Pickup mystery method focuses on attraction first, not seduction. Ethically, practitioners of the mystery method are attractors, not seducers. There are certain hardwired attraction switches in every woman's mind. Attraction is not a conscious choice that people make. Rather, it's a response that they feel automatically as a result of these switches being flipped. The pre-selection switch is triggered when a woman sees that you have already been approved by other women. This model describes the structure of the courtship occurring in 3 steps: attract, build comfort, and seduce. It is necessary to build comfort before you can seduce someone. It is necessary to build attraction before she will bother to build comfort with you. While you are comforting her, it is important to convey to the woman that you are a sexual man and a potential romantic interest. Otherwise, you can get trapped in the friendship zone, the phenomenon where you occasionally get sex, even when you haven't been comfort, is known as fool's mate. Women have certain strategies built up over time that enables them to avoid constant approaches from men. This is known as the protection shield. Even though a woman is probably a nice person, she can sometimes appear bitchy as a result. It's not who she really is. The 3 stages of the M3 model are broken down into 3 phases each. A1, open. A2, female to male interest. A3, man to female interest. C1, conversation. C2, connection. C3, intimacy. S1, foreplay. S2, LMR, last minute resistance. S3, sex. There are 3 types of locations: the meeting location, the comfort building location, and the sex location. There are 3 types of low changes or jumps: the move, the bounce, and the time bridge. The pickup occurs at the meeting location, A1, A2, A3, and C1. It usually includes at least 1 move, and it ends with the bounce or time bridge. The next stage, called mid-game, occurs at 1 or more comfort building locations and covers the C2 phase. Various bounces and time catches occur here. You can meet her in the seduction location. You've already been somewhat intimate with her, kissing, etc. The final stage, called endgame, begins in C3, but soon shifts into S1, foreplay. Often last-minute resistance, S2, will come up, which is normal, followed by sex, S3. If you initiate foreplay before enough comfort has been built, it will cause buyer's remorse. It is necessary to have sex several times before the sexual relationship is ensured. During and even after this part, she will continue testing you for congruence. Chapter 5, A1, open. Opening a set and crossing a social hook point without conveying neediness. Once you begin talking to a set of girls, the immediate goal is to reach the social acceptance or hook point. A moment comes when this decides that they enjoy talking to you and they want to enjoy talking to you. When this happens, you have successfully opened the set and finished A1. It's easy to tell when this happens because there will be indicators of interest. The meeting location. Any location in which there is a high probability of meeting women is called a meeting location. While it is possible to meet a beautiful woman virtually anywhere, even on the street, it is more probable to meet her at a public gathering. Meeting locations are gathering at which people self-organize into small groups, usually 2 to 5 friends each. restaurants, and busy cafes, pubs, bars, and nightclubs, busy stores, malls, and outdoor festivals, parties and get-togethers. The unconscious replication agenda. People often publicly assemble to drink, mingle, dance, shop, or eat. While some know they are out specifically, many are unaware that their unconscious mind has imposed a hidden replication agenda on them. Even though women know these gatherings are chock full of pestering nice guys, most are unconscious of the fact that nonetheless, their emotional circuitry has a replication agenda compelling them to actively socialize, such as when women go out just to dance. This is a perfect example of rationalization at work. Attractive women are found in groups. Seldom will you see women of beauty alone in such locations. Men have grown accustomed to the constant threat of nice guys that play at these gatherings. Women learn to band together with trusted friends to help protect them with these everyday public nuisances. A meeting location is said to be target rich if it offers multiple approach opportunities with attractive women in short successions. Target poor. Target rich environments not only improve your chances of finding an attractive and a beautiful woman, they also substantially accelerate your learning curve by providing more chances to practice your social skills in less time. There is nothing about the mystery method that requires clubs or target-rich environments. It works just as well in the grocery store or coffee shop. But they definitely make it easier to practice. For this reason, our boot camps, where we take a small number of guys out to teach them the Venusian arts and interact with beautiful women in the field, generally take place in lounges, clubs, and restaurants. Proactively go to 4 or 5 of the very best meeting locations in your city ahead of time. Go on an off night. Scope them out. Acclimate and desensitize yourself to the environment, which you will train and game. Public gatherings of the Venusian Artists' Dojo. Proximity. When you are in the field, a shy woman, reluctant even to make eye contact with you, and at either an conscious or unconscious level, reveals their interest via proximity. Typically, if a girl is giving off an IOI through proximity, she will stand 5 to 8 feet away from him, facing away. Dynamic social homeostasis rings so it's in range to absorb you and open your possible approach, but it prevents her from coming too close. With proximity, if you open her, she will open receptively. Have you ever walked into a nightclub and found yourself standing near a woman who you were attractive to, only to be near her and choke her out more? Maybe instead of approaching her, you ordered a drink at the bar right next to her. Have you ever been in a store shopping where it seemed that a woman you had seen stood near you several times over a short period of time? Her repeated proximity indicates a potential interest. She may be putting herself near you on purpose, hoping you might want to be starting something. It's also quite possible that her replication circuitry is putting her near you, even though she's not consciously aware of what her body is doing. She will still open receptively. These opportunities occur with more frequency than you may expect, especially if you are already working a set of girls. This 3-second rule. Approaching a group of strangers can be uncomfortable in the short term, but the feeling that persists after you've seen a beautiful woman when you could have approached but didn't lasts as long and as equally as the other way. Know your opener ahead of time, even before you have entered the public gathering. Within 3 seconds of spotting a woman you are attractive to, you must open her set. The approach must be reactionary. And this is what the Venusian artist trains for. Decide now to train for this and internalize the 3-second rule. Just walk right up to the set of people that you see and open them. Before your approach anxiety exceeds your desire to make her your girlfriend. At these live programs, you'll get shown how to do this in real situations. So you are doing it live and will blow away approach anxiety. For now, you're just going to have to force yourself with this. Keep in mind that no one else in the venue knows who you already know and don't know. It certainly seems as if you met them. After all, you entered the venue and walked right up to them. And now they're enjoying a fun conversation with you. From the perspective of adjacent sets, it appears you must be a social guy with lots of friends. As you eventually move from one set to the next, this pleasant perception of you continues to grow. You have become socially proofed in the venue. Notice the ease within which sets open up to you when you have this level of social proof. For this reason, it is important not to be too selective when choosing your sets early in the night. Better to be in any set than to get picky and end up alone when you could have been working another angle. You don't always have to have a legitimate target to enjoy interacting. This really adds a natural spontaneity to the approach. A woman can usually tell right away if a woman is working up the courage to approach her, which can lower his perceived value. If you follow the 3-second rule, she will feel like you just popped up out of nowhere. A very nice energy is added to the interaction when following this rule. The 3-minute exception. What if you see a group and the target you see on the left is talking to the waitress? Should you still open with a few seconds? No. There are common sense exceptions to every rule, and this is one of them. If a group of people comes into a restaurant and sits down, I am not going to go in if I feel there would be an external interrupt coming within the first 3 minutes of opening the set. If I don't have 3 minutes to work, I can't lock myself into the set. Once I am locked in, I can handle external interruptions like a waitress approaching, because I'll be locked in by then. If she comes when I am a minute or half into the set, it'll completely disrupt things. This disruption can also be internal. For example, if a target is standing in line and I can tell she's not going to stay there for more than a few minutes, I'm not going to go in at that point. Instead, I will hold back and wait for her to sit down. Then I can go in with the confidence, and I won't have an interruption during the first 3 minutes of my approach. Openers. An opener is a short story or statement used to get a group's attention and earn their acceptance through your presence. It is not the time to formally introduce yourself or hit on the hot girls in the sex. Using a direct opener as, "Wow, you're beautiful. My name is Glenn," may convey confidence, but it also alienates your target's friends. You must engage the entire group without hitting on the girls entirely. For this reason, Venetian artists used the use of indirect opener. Oh my god, did you guys see the girl fight outside? Girls, not older women. Mystery, they were fighting over this guy. I talked to him afterward. His name was Glenn. That's a deal breaker name, Glenn. So they were pulling each other's hair, and one of her boobs pops out. Normally I'm all for seeing a ripe one, but this is a saggy, baggy boobie, you know, on National Geographic. Go into immediately the next routine. You may feel this dialogue will not miraculously have the woman fall for you. Sure, it's designed to be fun and appear spontaneous, but the power of this gambit appears from what it doesn't do. Unlike a typical direct opener, no IOIs were conveyed to the target. To do this at this time would surely compromise your chances of survival. Chances of discover the girl's relationship dynamics before giving IOIs. If you do this, it'll see her naturally confident and not insecurely bold. It's designed to convey personality first. In the venue, bars and clubs are probably not the venue where your future wife. Nonetheless, these are target-rich environments, and thus are perfect for passing the game. Here are some tips. Don't buy her a drink. As a general rule, but not a dogmatic one, don't offer to buy drinks for girls. If she asks you to buy a drink, turn her down. Although you can break this rule, it is preferable to get your game so tight that she will be buying you drinks. Be willing to crash and burn every sip for the night. Do her wing. Give your wing $200, then he gives you $20 every time you approach a set. This game is very effective. Be willing to go out alone if you have to. Don't hold your drink in front of your chest like a security blanket. Hold it low to your hip. Or better yet, don't hold it at all. Don't try to look cool or tough. You will just look bored and boring. Enthusiasm is contagious. Smile as you walk around the venue. Guys who don't have success with women don't smile. Once you open a set, stop smiling so much. You don't want to appear try hard. You learn your opener, but the set didn't help. Run another one. Stop your material, if for no other reason than to get practice. Stopping routines is a useful skill in and of itself. It usually takes 3 more warm-up approaches. Avoid noisy. If you can't talk, you can. Avoid the dance floor. It's a trap. Arrive early and befriend her with the staff. At midnight, bounce to another club. This keeps the crowd fresh and gives you somewhere to take girls. Don't break, or at least cut back. If you go out gaming without alcohol, you will really notice an improvement with your abilities. Alcohol is not a legitimate tool for handling your participatory anxiety. Yes, there are other guys at the venue, but they aren't competition. They don't smile, they don't surround themselves with white people who are talking and laughing. Instead, they hold a beer to their chest and try to look cool. Befriend. When you lead the men, the women will follow. A girl grasps at an impressive and flashy routine, and people nearby look over to see what's going on. Are you an observer, or are you the observed? The protection shield. Women use many strategies to protect themselves from men with a low perceived SNR value. A wing, so you have a boyfriend. Sit in a place where it's hard to approach them. Being bitchy, using insults. Negative body language. No eye contact. Lack of interest. Wanting to dance. No sense of humor. Getting defensive. Collectively, these strategies amount to a unique shield that each woman uses to protect herself. The comments instead of the shields that women apply can make her several in mild manner to end your facing cool. Sometimes women are just having a very bad day. The opening phase is the time it takes you to get past the shield and reach the acceptance point. You might try pushing through the shield with persistence, even though the woman is treating you poorly, although not poorly enough to get you to fuck off. However, this short side instead, what if you can trick her into lowering her shield? This means making the woman believe that you are not here to steal. She must think that you are not even considering seducing her. You may enter her set with a